All right, here we are live again. This time we're doing coin roll hunt number 549. Number 549 is this 1960 large date original bank wrap roll from Manufacturers Trust Company. So we go ahead and get it started, open it up and see what we find. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello to Carl. There's Frostbite. Got people moseying over from the previous reveal, which we just finished. Got to get this done and start working on tomorrow's auction items. Going to have a lot of nice auction items for tomorrow. It's going to be some unusual stuff, along with some rolls and other bulk assorted items. Be thinking if you want to get a bag of copper memorial, circulated copper memorials, or if you want to get a bag of wheat pennies. I'll have both available tomorrow evening. The copper I will be selling at, what would it be? $100 a bag. $100 a bag, and the wheat cents will be $2.75 a bag. Those things are going up like skyrocketing. It's nuts. Okay, there it is, and here we are. First one, Jordan. Looking for a bunch of nice things in this. There could be double die obverses, double die reverses. Pretty much anything you could expect to find on a coin with no mint mark. Yeah, it takes just a little while for me to kind of learn the design in my brain again, so I'm used to looking at it. So this one has a really nice slash running through the lower 1 through the 9 to the bottom of the 6. We can use that as a marker for this particular die pair. Now let's take a look at the reverse and see if it has anything we need to be watching for. And I see nothing here. Okay, so we have nothing there. Some of the copper in there will be BU, but most of it is circulated. It's just mixed copper. $100 a bag. 2 times face value. Sissy comes up next, coin number 2. It's hard to buy anything like that for under 2 cents a coin these days. It used to be readily available at or above, just above face value. I could get rolls of them for 75 cents at one time, but those days are gone. Those days, they be gone. And looking mainly for double dies that are distended or stretched out near the rim, and the outer edges of the lettering will be extremely thick, and the FG initials can be extremely thick as well, and we're looking for that type of an effect. I have not found a good marker on the obverse of this one yet, so we're going to do that now. So we've got a rather clean looking die that has a bunch of little scratches below the 9. Bunch of little ones down there. And then this little dot inside the 9 is going to mark this particular die pair, which is a normal die pair. Wheat bag $2.75. That, for anybody who wants them, is going to give them plenty to search. But the copper bags have never been gone through for die varieties. There could be all sorts of things in there. Okay, this one's just got a bunch of little scratchy, swirly things around the date. Oh, and in front of the eye and nose. So that will be interesting. If there is a double die on the reverse, and if not, we'll know that we have yet another non-performing die pair. And turns out this is a non-performing die pair. So that's for Crispy. Number 4 now. Frostbite. Frosty. Okay, this is our first die. The first die pair. We found nothing on it. We're going to go through and make sure we were right the first time. Take a look again here. Quick like. Just to see. And here comes Sherman again. You bored going back and forth between people? Nobody will pet you? Nobody will pay attention to you? Are you a neglected little puppy? I think you're a neglected little puppy. Yeah. What was that? Nobody loves you, huh? Here's another different die. This one has a bit of a die chip on the inside of the 9. So this would be our 5th noted die pair in the roll. I don't see anything remarkable here. On the obverse anyway. So let's check the reverse. You can't get very far in 60 Philly without finding a double die. It doesn't surprise me if there's no double dies in a roll, but it certainly doesn't surprise me if there is, because there are a few of them, and they're pretty nice. Hey, this one doesn't have anything. So that's another non-performing die pair. How about coin number 6? Back to Dennis again. See what Dennis gets here. Nothing on the obverse there. Let's check the reverse and see what we see. Well, we've got nothing there. Nothing there. Hoping that one day we'll go through one of these rolls and run into a bunch of the monster double dies. That would be so fun. Okay, I'm not sure whether we've seen this die yet, but I have those marks just on the top of the 9 and 6. I got those memorized now, so we'll know it next time I run into it. Got nothing on the obverse on this one. Let's check the reverse. It does not look like we're going to have anything on the reverse. A little bit of die wear here and there and everywhere. All right. Yeah, back to the the All-Star ballot that I saw from 1978. There's people like Steve Garvey and Reggie Jackson, Nolan Ryan, Pete Rose. I mean, it's all the ones that were greats when we were kids. You think about that. And you think about, I mean, if you're in your 50s and you think about when we were kids, all the great baseball players that all the kids looked up to. And now, I just don't hear much of anything about anyone as far as baseball players are concerned. I mean, there might be a few of them. I mean, it's like, you know, you had your generation of like Albert Pujols and Mark McGwire and Derek Jeter and people like that. They're all retired now. They're the ones that I watched in the prime of my adulthood. Okay, here we go for number 9. This one goes to Parviz. Let's see what Parvis has. Okay, he's got the little patch of die scratches below the 9 and the dot on the inside of the 9, so we've seen this die pair before. I don't think this is going to produce anything of note. Yeah, too many video games these days, that's right. Video games and social media. I know I sound old, but I tell you what, without the video games, without the social media, there'd be nothing left for the kids to do except go outside and have some fun. An entire generation of kids growing up that don't know what it's like to go out and just take a hike in the woods. Find new bugs and new snakes and stuff like that and not be afraid of everything. Hello, Mr. Adams. Good evening, sir. Okay. This is a die pair with which I am not exactly familiar. The more I sound old, the more I realize that the people who were old when I was a kid were right. They were all right. Says these days, kids just don't want to work. I saw a video yesterday, and I'm not picking on West Virginia. I love West Virginia. It's a beautiful state. And it is a very nice natural habitat, preserved area. A lot of hills, a lot of mountains, a lot of streams. But there was a guy doing a Truth Be Known documentary of the Appalachians. Ran into some really good people. But ran into a lot of people, even youngsters, told this guy that fewer than 50% of their friends, of all of their cohorts and people they graduated school with, actually have a job. The rest of them are on government checks. That's wild. You've got nearly half of a generation of people claiming anxiety and things like that as disabilities so that they can just sit home, play video games, and draw checks. It's horrible. Yeah, entire generations of people who will never know what it's like to actually work because the government pays them not to. Now, I have absolutely nothing at all against government assistance programs. I have absolutely nothing at all against anyone who is disabled, handicapped, and unable to work. But I also know when you have nearly 50% of the youth of a town have decided to go in the direction of drawing free checks rather than working for a living, we know there is an issue. There is a definite issue. It's coin number 13 now. Still haven't found anything in this roll. I'll see if Eric can change the luck in that direction. Let's see what we have here. Yeah. Not the absolute prettiest roll of coins. There's a lot of paper wax. Waxy buildup that gets on the coins when they're wrapped. And there. Yeah, I kind of miss doing the creeks too. When I did the rivers and the creeks when I was young, we used to take canoes out. We'd do like a 40-50 mile canoe trek and spend 2 or 3 nights out on the river, and that was the most fun wasn't really into the mountain adventure type stuff. I was a little lazier. I liked sitting in a boat. That was just more my style. Just being realistic here. Really had a good time as a scout. All the camping, hiking, wilderness survival, wintertime camping, that sort of thing, cooking on fires. That was a blast. I learned a lot. Carried a lot with me forward in the remainder of my life that I, to this very day, can still cook better on a campfire than I can on a stove. There have been times where I actually built a fire in my yard just to cook a cobbler, because I'm better at cooking a cobbler in a Dutch oven on a fire than I am at doing the same in an oven. Dump cakes, stew, chili, a lot of things like that. They're just better cooked on an open fire. Using hickory wood. And basically whatever we could find to cook with. Except poison ivy. Don't use poison ivy in your campfire, because the smoke from poison ivy can give you poison ivy internally when you inhale it. And that is not fun at all. And you definitely don't want to eat food that has been cooked on poison ivy, because the smoke that gets onto the food and gets in your body can cause you problems. Sometimes major problems. All right, we've done our 15 in this. We haven't found anything. We've been through over a third of the roll, haven't found anything yet. We'll just keep our hopes up and keep hoping that we find new dies in this. Now, this one isn't a new die. This one is a die that we have seen before. And number 19. Now for Sissy. And what do we get here? Pretty sure we've seen this die pair before, but out of a lack of certainty, I'm going to just flip it over and take a quick look at the reverse. See if it shows any of the big telltale marks of being a beautiful double die, and it does not so far. Nope. Not the double dies you're looking for. Number 20. Seen this die before. That's the little patch below the 9. Man, there's some spotty stuff in here. For a bank wrap roll, that's not nice. Let's check number 21. This one goes to Eric. What do we have here? That's got the 2 little die scratches on the top of the 1-9 going above the 9-6. We have seen this die pair before. And so we can move on I am giving a good brief look at the reverse on these as I'm going through them. If I see anything major on the reverse, like a big struck through or a brockage or anything like that, I'll stop and show you the reverses. It's another one of the same die pair again. Nothing special there. Here I'm headed to Nebraska. Yes, I may be headed to Nebraska. There's some thought perhaps that I'll be in the Lincoln, Nebraska area on the 4th of August. Another one of the same die again. But it's kind of be a blow through. I got to head up there from southern Missouri. I'll be there sometime in the morning hours, or in the noon hour, just about noon. I'll be in Nebraska, and hopefully I will be taking off before 3 o'clock, headed on east, because I have to be back in North Carolina by late day on the 5th, the next day. So and then some of the following week will be taken up with another trip that I'm taking to Maryland. And I will be in Maryland for 2 days. Just a busy bee. A lot of traveling around. Trying to work my way through picking up more stock to be able to offer to you wonderful people. Yeah, there's a collection in Lincoln, Nebraska that I'll be picking up. And I will be doing Maryland as a personal trip. But my trip begins next Monday. I go to Illinois. I'll be working in Illinois for a couple of days, then going to a show in St. Louis. And I'll be at the show in St. Louis over the weekend. Then we'll be going to Springfield, Illinois for another show. I've seen this die before again, too. Be going to Springfield, Illinois for a Sunday-only show. It's in the northern part of Springfield, Illinois. And then the next day, let me check my calendar here real quick. I'm not 100% sure. No. So the Sunday and the Monday, the 30th and 31st, I will be in Illinois. On Monday, the 1st, I will be going to Missouri, where I will be joining my family for perhaps a dinner to celebrate my birthday that day. And then I'll stay with my mother for a couple of days. I'll be helping her get packed. She's moving to a different part of town. And so I'll probably try to help her get some things taken care of. And then will be the first thing on the 4th. First thing in the morning on the 4th, I'll head to Nebraska. Sand Digger, I can already guarantee you bought stuff from me that came from Nebraska. Yeah, I've done business with a few people in Nebraska over the years, and I can't tell you what rolls did and did not come from Nebraska from my original stockpile, but I still have some of the original stockpile. And some of that original stockpile was a bunch of tubed rolls and other things that came from Omaha. Kind of a small percentage of it. And there's also some of it that might have come from the Manhattan, Kansas area, which isn't too far away from Nebraska. attended a farm auction in Beloit, Kansas one time that turned out to have a whole bunch of coins. And I'm just about to go through the process of marking and getting ready for sale the Buffalo nickels that I picked up in that sale in Beloit, Kansas. The good thing, Sissy, is that you didn't miss anything. We had the reveal sale, but because I owe everyone so many reveals already, I didn't sell any new reveals. All I did was put together a sealed bag reveal, 1963 sealed bag reveal. It's a Philadelphia, 1963, and those are $3 per pair of coins. As many pairs as a person wishes to get. And then there is a singles pool that will be coming up on Wednesday evening. And the singles pool coming up Wednesday evening will be $3.50 a coin, maximum of 10 per person to $35. You think I might come across a whiskey barrel full of pennies? I guess it's entirely possible. I just wish I had plenty of time to stop and smell the roses on the way and on the way back home. If I had 5 or 6 days to make the trip go in each direction, I know of a couple of dozen people I'd like to stop and see. But I haven't done a southern trip across in a long time. I haven't been like to Memphis and through Arkansas and stuff. There have been times I've gone in that direction when I lived in Florida. I'd go through Memphis and take 63 up through Jonesboro, and that would end up taking me into like Hardy, Arkansas, West Plains, Missouri, Willow Springs, that area. I haven't done that in a long time now because I live east and not south. So now I go through Tennessee and go up into Kentucky straight into Missouri. And to visit my friend in Illinois, I just take a jog up into Illinois and then drop back down to Missouri on the interstate. And I don't see Arkansas that much anymore. Okay, Sissy, I appreciate it. They are available, so I'll get you taken care of. I won't be sending invoices out on this until tomorrow morning. So a lot of these just have a little bit of that residual paper wax left over. It doesn't damage the coin at all. It comes straight off. It's very easy to get the stuff off. It's kind of like dust on the coin. A little bit of xylene on a Q-tip takes care of it right away. Funny, the dog is sleeping and he's not snoring. I mean, I can hear him just a little bit, but he's not really snoring. One of these days, I'm going to take a whirlwind tour of a pretty decent share of the country. I'd love to do that. And try to get around to visit a good percentage of my friends and customers who I've been dealing with for so long, and most of whom I've never met in person. Just went through Arkansas yesterday. Was it I-40? Memphis to Fort Smith. There's one for Dennis. See what Dennis gets. And it looks like so far all of these coins in this roll have been normal, which that's kind of a bummer. It happens, though, of course. Not everything's going to turn out having special attributes. Yes, it is the show in St. Charles, the Missouri Numismatic Society show, MNS show. So far, I know that Farm Dog is going to be there. I think JJ Addict might be there. I know Robert Folk will be there. I'll be there with him. Adam Chambers should be there. Marked Money Tech might be there. I haven't talked to her in quite a while. But yes, I'll be at the St. Charles Convention Center. It will be, let me get my dates up, make sure I'm correct on this. Be the 27th, 28th, and 29th. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 27th, 28th, 29th of July. That I'll be at the St. Charles Convention Center. That's on Interstate 70, just west of the St. Louis City, across the Missouri River. Right off I-70. It's earshot from I-70. You can see I-70 from the front of the building. And we're doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday in St. Louis, and then Sunday we'll be going to Springfield, Illinois. Number 42 now goes to Calipigian. Yeah, it looks like we're not running any specials here. It's kind of dry as a bone, this roll. Unfortunately. It happens. Here's 43. This one's for Carl. Naya. Number 44. Probably in the next year or two, maybe next year, I don't know. I might try to plan to go to not only the Summer Fun Show in Florida, but to the A&A World's Fair of Money, which will probably be in Chicago, because it's been in Chicago for quite a while now. They tend not to move much anymore. A lot of that's probably because of cost. Sign a contract, a longer-term contract with a convention center. You get it at a much cheaper price because you're going to be there the same week every year. They like it that way. And it's a little bit easier for planning and all that sort of thing. But nothing against Chicago or Illinois people. But I personally get stressed out in Chicago. I really don't like it there. Not my kind of place. I'm kind of small town. Small time. Just a country boy. I like living in my little hole in the sticks. Some people know pretty well what that is. Mickey does for sure. Mickey's here just about every week. He lives about an hour, 10 minutes away, hour and 15 minutes away from me. I have cooked many ribeyes for Mickey. Mickey knows what my ribeyes taste like. I'm very particular about my ribeyes. Don't do so many of them in the wintertime. Generally in the wintertime we do pork loins, chili, stir-fried rice, things like that. Things I can cook indoors. Three coins left, folks. Nothing in this roll so far. We've got Sureg coming up next. And not going to be anything on this one. We've seen this die a number of times in this roll. All right, up next, coin number 49 goes to Ant. And Ant can't produce a double die coin. Oh. You know, a lot of that dirty, dusty stuff on there, but I swear that stuff comes off easily with a Q-tip and a little bit of xylene. Doesn't change the color of the coin. It just takes all that light contamination, dust, wax, and other pretty crappy things that look so horrible through a microscope but are not all that bad because all of it comes off pretty easily. Now one for Carl. Last and final coin in their roll goes to Carl. And nothing here. So we had a bomb roll, which will happen once in a while. Absolutely nothing found in this roll that is known to have any attractive traits. So this roll will go to Eric for separation into packages and mail to all of the individuals who so kindly became involved in this roll. And we will have some more reveals tomorrow around my getting ready for the auction tomorrow evening, which will be a large auction. A few of the items that will be in tomorrow's auction. How about a half roll of 1928D Lincoln cents? How about a half roll of 1920S Lincoln cents? How about a half roll of 1959 to 1964 proof cents that have never been checked? There you go. There's some of the things that'll be in tomorrow's auction. There is a lot of goodies. There will be a lot of goodies, and there will be really good reason for anyone who has any extra cash to spend on coins to show up, because I'm going to start everything at a pretty low price. So, like these half rolls here, for the most part, they're going to be starting at $5, $10. $5, $10, $15, something like that. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. I plan on getting started with the reveals kind of early, probably 10 o'clock in the morning or so. I'll get them scheduled shortly before I know I'm actually going to have them. That way I don't have any problems with having to change times or anything. So you guys be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and I'll talk to you later. Have a great night.